couple of weeks, I have been watching a series called Mr. Mercedes. It's based on the writings of Stephen King, which I have a mixed feeling about because when I see filmatizations of Stephen King's novels or short stories or whatever, I I have very mixed feelings because I think that in general, if there are horror stories at least, the build up is absolutely phenomenal. Usually, the midsection where everything supernatural starts to happen is at best mediocre. At best, I think that in 99 out of 100 cases they mess things up when it comes to the supernatural midsection. And then there is always the moralization between good and evil at the end. But in this series, I think that there are three seasons. In the first season, we have this kind of pretty concrete case. We have an old retired police detective, which kind of tries to drink himself to death, and we have this killer, which contacts him and kind of starts to haunt him. And by this old police detective gets a new spark in life, and he gets more. What do you say? I think he wants to get something more out of his life, and he needs to find a purpose, and he needs to catch this mass murderer, this killer, by any means necessary, really. So he starts to investigate it, and yeah, one thing leads to another, and it's kind of tense. That I think that the first season was pretty good. I think the first season was, yeah, really good. The first two episodes maybe didn't hold up, but we needed those to get the background. And then it got more and more excited. I really like the way that first season was built. Then we have the second season, which is very different. Now we get those supernatural ingredients in it, which to some extent was really nice. I think that it went on for too long and it went too way out of reality for my tastes. But it was okay, and it was necessary to have that for the total storyline. But I think that much of what happened in season two was pretty far fetched. I think that the tense and suspense was still there. I think that we got more out of the killer's psychology, more or less. We got more out of it all. But I think that the second season was weaker than the first. So the when I started to watch the third season, I was kind of worried that it would be too much over the top with the supernatural things and that kind of stuff. But it kind of regressed on that, which I thought was a very good thing, because I think that the third season was also very strong in its storytelling, and maybe the wildest and craziest season of them. There are some characters in there that are not of this world, and I say that not with the supernatural sense, but they are so strange. And throughout this series, um, there are also kind of episodes where people dream and people see visions and all that kind of stuff, which also contributes to the overall feel of the series. The most likable thing about this series is kind of the suspense, of course, but also the coolness of the killer, um, the coolness, the planning, the perverse motivation of the killer, and that kind of stuff. But it's not all about this same killer. When we get deeper in the story, we get more and more into this retired police officer, which by the third season has opened a private investigator franchise. No, not franchise. Private investigator firm with some other people, and he is really going onward with his life now. And but still, this spirit of this arch nemesis, this mass murderer, haunts him and the whole town. Really, no one can really fathom what happened, and yeah, there's a lot of circumstances. Very interesting story. I think that in the end, I think that the series was very well played out. I think that the ending was maybe a little over the top. They didn't need to think that we, the audience, were so stupid that we wouldn't get it. But I think that overall it was a very nice series. So I think that the first season was kind of the best, followed by the third season, and the second season was kind of in the middle. I think that was the worst or least good of the three seasons. But overall, I would give this series a rating of 7 out of 10. And since this is a series, and you tend to not like my series videos, I'm not sure if I will make any more, but until then, you can watch this review of this series here. And thank you for watching, if you did, and have a nice day.